Okay, we got a question from Janet Estrada, who's asking how to improve my kids' footwork and speed. Let's start with footwork. I think the effortless solution is, I think you could try the dribble up ball, and I think that's super effective is because it gamifies ball skills mastery, and a lot of the things that I have been taught that were super effective and still teach to this day, 27 years later, a lot of them are skills games. So I think at first I was opposed to it because I was trying to limit screen time, but I realized I've spent hours and hours playing games, and I think if the screen, right, that's paired with the dribble up ball can be used to teach fun skills mastery, then I think that's something cool. That would be my first go-to, because then your kid could work at their own pace, right? The second option I call is it's taking a soccer vacation. All that means is you bring a size 1 ball with you everywhere you go, because then you start to gain this comfortability, whether it's bring it to school or to work or to church or to grocery store, and right, you want to be careful with cars and things like that, but it's almost this idea of perpetual play, right? Someone who's getting a couple thousand touches a day versus someone who's only getting 5 to 10 minutes of touches. The person who's getting more touches probably is going to improve faster. So investing in a size 1 ball is really going to help them improve their dribbling abilities, because if they can master dribbling with a size 1 ball, then when they get to a size 4 or a size 5, whatever they're using on the field, it's going to feel the size 1 ball is going to give them a competitive advantage. So those are 2 strategies in terms of improving dribbling effortlessly. In terms of speed, this one's tough because it's pretty broad, and I don't know how old. The thing is, it's like speed and soccer speed. I feel like, especially if we're speaking in relation to the footwork, how do you improve speed? Okay, if it was my son or daughter even, how do I improve speed? Well, effortless ways to improve speed. Right, because there's some players who are fast with poor foot skills and are only so effective, right? And and conversely or inversely, whatever, there's some kids who are medium speed with great foot skills, and it's like, so if your kid has a combination of poor foot skills and is slow, right, those are fixable. Those are fixable. I think the first thing that I come back to it almost every single video I make is this RMT rope. You want to search how to make an RMT rope, and the reason is because this is going to help your kid not only improve their speed and explosiveness, but also balance, timing, rhythm, coordination. It's kind of the one thing that I wish I learned years ago that would have really helped me prevent injuries, just help my running mechanics, try to teach us perfect running mechanics. It's invented by this guy named David Weck. So just search how to make an RMT rope, and David Weck says that if you can only learn one rope flow pattern, right, because you're going to be swinging this rope around, that you want to learn the alternating underhand sneak. And there's lots of tutorials online, so just search how to learn the alternating underhand sneak. And it's important that you learn this, because if you just tell your kid to learn it, there will be a disconnect. So you have to create the model. It's like if you've never seen a cake before, and someone just gives you the ingredients and doesn't show you how it's done, then you're never, the chances that you create a beautiful looking cake are very low. So he or she, they need a model of what effortless speed training looks like, and it's You won't get it in a heartbeat, but if with a little bit of just a few minutes a day, you can just watch someone do the alternating underhand sneak over and over and over. And I'm telling you, you gotta feel it to believe it, right? Words won't describe it. Words can't describe it. So that's the first way effortlessly that I think you could improve speed, because you got a lot of kids that go to Parisi and they're teaching the same things they were teaching however many years ago, and they're just doing, they're doing jumping jacks, and then it's like the same thing. I got a buddy who watches their videos, and it's like he tells me that it's just not ideal. So I would actually avoid Parisi if you're familiar with it. But those would be the most effortless steps for speed. Learn how to make an RMT rope, which is just a length of rope longer than you are tall, and you have to learn how to use it so that you could teach your kid how to, because then it's monkey see, monkey do. Once they see you swinging it around, right, every part of their game is going to improve. I promise you. So check that out. And the next two things, right, are the dribble up ball and or taking soccer vacations, bringing a size 1 ball, a size 2 ball with you everywhere you go, so you could always be juggling, dribbling, and having fun. And the third thing that I would be letting you down if I didn't include it is a kick trainer, SKLZ solo kick trainer. But again, you're the one who has to start to use it, because if you just put this in a kid's hands, they're not going to know how to use it or what the ideal looks like. So just being able to start getting nice touches, right? You could cram months of training into days or weeks with a simple ball and a rope, or just make it yourself. Size 1 ball, length of rope, some duct tape, and then you could just tie a knot. And you want this, and you actually want to set the length of this ball and a rope to the length of your kid, but you want to use it, right? Do not give it to them, because if you just give it to them, they're not going to know how to do it. So just search. I mean, you'll see me kick this thing in almost every single video. So, right, so just nice and easy breathing, right? Working lots of touches. It's going to help you develop your awareness of the ball when it strikes your foot. Clubs like AC Milan, Sevilla, Ajax, all encourage their kids to use kick trainers. So in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you can get 1,200 touches effortlessly, right? That's why this thing is so beautiful. It's freaking, I love this thing. Those would be the big three, right? And you spend a few minutes rotating, using the RMT rope, the kick trainer, and then doing some dribbling sequences, or using that dribble up ball. And I promise you, they're gonna. I think they're really gonna excel, because it's just the essentials. It's the essentials that are gonna completely change their trajectory of training. So you could show them this or whatever, but that's the way I would go. So reach out with any questions. I hope this helps. All right, thank you. Oh, last thing. Minimalist shoes with thin soles. It may seem trivial, but the day I put on a pair of minimalist shoes and I went to go jog on a treadmill, the next day my calves were so sore that I could hardly walk, which told me that minimalist shoes allowed my feet to move naturally. So glur-ups are my new favorite shoes. Super comfortable, and I think if the feet are super important, right? It's the first contact point with the earth. So if you have shoes that diminish their ability to use their ankle fully, get full range of motion, and also constrict the feet, it may seem trivial, like I said, but little things add up, and your ankle's ability to feel the earth is super important, especially for preventing injuries. So it's almost like it's like you're either getting weaker or you're getting stronger, right? So you got to decide. So again, reach out with any questions. Thanks for your time.